This is 3 ideas that I saw to get new high-paying tax planning customers that I actually saw from our advisors. This is exactly what they did. Number one, the first thing that I saw an advisor do was what he did was very ninja. He would go to golf tournaments in California and he would basically sponsor the ninth hole. Now, the reason why it was the ninth hole was because he was too close to the clubhouse. That's what they call it in the golf tournaments. It was too close to the clubhouse because he wanted to offer liquor and cigars. And so everybody that came through the ninth hole was so far away from the clubhouse because technically it wasn't, fully legal for him to do that. But he got away with it, right? And he still gets away with it. It's just a different way of doing it. Okay, and so what he does is he goes to the ninth hole, sponsors the ninth hole, puts his little tent there, and talks about his advisory firm. And all he does is when people get there, he gives them a little small glass to drink from, and a little bit of time where they can just kind of sit and relax before they continue on their process. And what that does for him is it gets an introduction to his firm. So the wealthy individuals that go to golf course, they just sit there and talk to them about tax planning. Okay, and every time this advisor does this, he makes about $400,000 to $500,000 because they get his name, they get their name and their information, and they follow up with them over the next 2 to 3 months. The second thing that I've seen to get tax planning customers is very interesting. I saw an advisor who was doing already $3.5 million a year in their tax firm. And I said, how did you get all these customers? And they said, well, we have the majority of our doctors. And I said, well, how do you get these doctors? How do you get these wealthy individuals? And they said, well, before you become a doctor, you have to go through what's called residency. Now, in residency, these people are not making money. And so what they would do, this particular advisor, she would go to these residencies and have her managers in her tax firm talk to these people that are these future doctors, talk to them about taxes and get them before they have the problem, so that when they have the problem, the next logical person to fix that problem is, well, I'm there, I'm sitting here, right? So that was number 2. That's the second way to get customers. The third way, and it's my favorite way to see I get customers, is paid advertising using Facebook ads or Meta ads or or Instagram ads. We had an advisor, an enrolled agent come through, and she had never talked to a person cold in her life. She had never talked to anybody cold in her entire life. And so she was very skeptical and she started spending money on advertisement. And some of you probably watching this have spent money on advertisement, just never gotten a return. And so she came in very skeptical. And I worked with her for 3 to 4 weeks. And I said, you got to spend this amount of money to even see if it's going to be worth it for you. Okay. So she did that. In her first week, she made her first $2,000. And over the last 3 months, she has made over $120,000 cash collected in new revenue through paid advertisement. These are the 3 different ways that you can use to advertise your tax planning firm today.